Will you notice what God said to him? He said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this day. They are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord. Now this is tremendous. God says to this man, he says, now I'm going to send you to these people, and they are a rebellious nation. That is the most tremendous statement that you find here. Now, the word rebellious here, that occurs again and again in this book. These people were in rebellion against God, and they are called a nation. Now, the word for nation here is not the word God generally used for them, his chosen people. The word here is goyim, and that's the word that Israel used for the Gentile, for the pagan, the heathen, if you please. Now, what has happened? The nation Israel has sunk down to the level of the heathen that are round about them. And God says they are a rebellious nation, and they've rebelled against me, and they're impudent children. And friends, the hardest people in the world to reach today with the gospel are church members. Those that are in the church, that are actually in rebellion against God. They have rejected the gospel. They've actually rejected the Word of God. And there are many in the church like that, and they think Christianity is being nice little girls and boys. You know, they play at church. It's a nice game. They want to be nice and sweet and keep their nose clean, and they want to live a life on the surface that is a very sedate and comfortable life. And they just don't want someone coming in and telling them they're lost sinners and they need to be saved and become obedient unto God. They're hard people to reach. Now, some of us have had a ministry that's been in today the modern church. And very candidly, I'm delighted I'm a retired preacher right now, and my heart goes out to my brethren today in the ministry. Some of them are sitting in a hot seat, and unless, my young friend, you're definite about your call, if I was you, I'd sell insurance or maybe try to do something else today rather than enter the ministry, because it's not easy. That is, if you're going to stand for the Word of God. Now, will you notice? Here is what God says to him. Verse 5, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. And Ezekiel, I'm calling you to go to them, and whether they hear you or whether they don't, they're going to know after your ministry there was a prophet of God among them, because I'm going to make that sure. And I think God does that today. To be very frank with you, I just want it said after I've gone, well, this boy, the best he could, he preached the Word of God. That's the important thing. He says, I just want you to be sure that when you're gone, they'll be able to say, well, he was a prophet of God. There's no question about that, though we disagreed with him. Now, he says to this man, thou son of man, be not afraid of them. Apparently, he was in danger. Neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they are a rebellious house. The Lord lays it